Hey, I'm not sick today. All right. Today's video. I'm gonna kind of start off with a little story today, and then we're gonna get into what the gist of it. What we're gonna talk about, whatnot. Just a little bit about me, right? When I was probably about 11, 13, 14, 11, something around that age. I don't remember exactly when. Everyone, we're in lunchtime. We used to play basketball at lunch. We used to play basketball every lunch. And I was like, yo, like, everyone's always talking about basketball. Everyone's in a rep team. Everyone's doing something. I was like, everyone's talking about the NBA. I was like, yo, let me hop in some. Let me play. Let me get a team. Let me join a team, and let me start playing basketball. And my dad put me in the team, or my parents put me in the team, and I played for that team for a little bit, like a couple months, maybe 8 months. And while I was playing for that team, I remember I joined the team, and it was like a bunch of Filipinos. Like it was like a, I don't know what it was, but it was like straight Filipino league. It wasn't a Filipino league, but it was just like straight Filipino people on my team. I guess this team was like known by Filipinos or whatever, and they were cool, right? I lied, they weren't cool. They didn't like me at all. There was only me and another black guy. Me and Isaiah. Isaiah was another black guy. I still remember him. And yeah, we were on the same team. We didn't really talk much because I was really nervous at the time. So me and him, we didn't really talk much. I remember one time he hit a buzzer beater though. I remember that, and that time we talked a lot. But I remember one time we had this tournament, and I was excited, and I wasn't excited. I was ready though. I practiced. I was ready, and we played our first game, and it was like my first ever rep game, so I was kind of nervous. And I played decent. I maybe hit like one or two shots, and then it was coming down to the last minute, and I was like, oh, my dad's watching in the stands. My dad was all the way up there, and my dad would drive me to every practice. It was like me and my dad used to do this every time, so I was like, okay, like I hit two threes, I'm good. And then well, it came down to the last minute. I'm in the corner, and I was like, okay, hold on, like time's ticking. It was a really tight game. It was like 55-55, something like that. I'm in the corner, I get the ball, and I'm like, oh shoot, like I can hit a buzzer beater. I knew what a buzzer beater was. I watched NBA games. People tell me about buzzer beaters all the time. I was like, okay, I'm about to hit a buzzer. Boom. 3, 2, 1. Over the net. Completely over the net. Didn't hit the backboard, didn't hit the rim, went over the little went over the metal things. I was like, damn. And I looked in the stands. I'm like, Dad, like, yo, see that? And I was like, damn. And then I think we went to the overtime. We still won that game, but then I remember, or maybe I don't remember if we won or lost, but I remember being in the car with my dad after the game, and it was really silent car ride. He was like, he looked at me. He was like, dang, son, like, dang, like, and I was like, dang. And then we kind of like, I didn't laugh about it. I cared about it a little bit at the time. I mean, I didn't care about it, but it hurt me that I missed in front of my dad. It wasn't about the game at all. It was just like, damn, I just missed in front of my dad. And I remember not really feeling anything. Like I went to bed that night and I slept. Like I didn't wake up the next morning and distraught or like or pain about it. I just kind of went on with my day, went to practice again, and I remember going a couple games after. And then one time I had a really good game. That's the only really good game I ever had. But and then life moved on, and I never really cared about it. And then I kind of gave up on basketball, and I was like, I don't really want to play basketball. And to be honest, I felt like I never really did want to play basketball. It was kind of just like a thing that I wanted to put in just because, like, why not? And then I moved on to track and field eventually. And track and field was like, thing about track is I swear it's like straight genetics. Like they tell you like you gotta train from young, and they're like it's one of those things. But I swear like some dude's been training forever, and some other dudes are still faster than them. I was decently fast. I was not fast at all. Like I was like cocky because like I was like whatever, but I was not really fast. Like I barely broke 12 maybe, and these other dudes were crazy fast. Like those guys are like elite. And I remember Rapsa is like the high school thing, whatever. I came 5th place, so I was able to qualify for the next one. But those dudes were fast. Like those guys were fast. Like they were fast. Like I'm not even like playing around with that. They were scary fast. And I remember what's it called? I somehow managed to come 5th, and then you have to move on to another thing. Not Rapsa, it's called salsa, and you have to advance. And I remember I ran my 100 meter in salsa, and I came 8th or 9th. No, I came 8th in my heat, or 7th in my heat. I beat one guy, luckily. I beat one guy, because I wasn't as lucky than I was. At that time, it was like my first ever thing, so I beat one guy, and I was like, dang, like, I just got destroyed, like, And my mental wasn't as good as it was now, and even my mental I'm still working on, but it wasn't as good now. So I was kind of like, dang, like I came fifth, and like everyone was like, oh, you're fast, and then I just came seventh, and like I didn't even advance to the finals. That kind of hurt. That kind of like I was like, damn, like I kind of hurt. Like that kind of like it didn't hurt, but I was like kind of like, damn, like that was embarrassing. So then we had the 200 meters because I also qualified for that, but I was so in pain, or not in pain, but I was so in disbelief that like, dang, I really got like blown out that I was terrified to run my 200 meter, and I didn't run it, and I remember not running it. Like I hid, like you know how in track meets you can go off and whatever. I just went off and I was like pretended that I forgot about the race, but I didn't. I was just that scared. I didn't want to get embarrassed in front of people again, like my school and everything. I didn't want to be embarrassed again. And I remember that. And then I remember my coach coming up to me later, and he was like, yo, why didn't you run? Like, he was mad. And this is the only coach he left, but he was the only coach that really believed in me. And so it kind of hurt me that, like, damn, me running not only affected me, but it also let my coach down. I was like, damn, like, that hurts. Like, why did I not run when this guy put me on the team? This guy vouches for me. Cause sometimes I don't show up. I didn't show up to practice a lot, and this guy was the one vouching for me, saying, "Yo, this guy's quick. Yo, this guy's this," and I let him down. And I remember not running that, and I remember my mom and dad were like, "You didn't run? Like, what is that?" And I remember the pain that I had from that night wasn't from not running 200, but it was from the disappointment that I gave to everyone who expected me to run that 200, who believed in me to run that 200. That's where the disappointment fell. And I remember thinking about that, like, dang, I really wish I ran just for them. So if I came last, then I would have came last, but I would have done it in a way that made everyone proud for me, at least giving my efforts. And because your efforts is what really matters. And I remember not running that. And I remember after that I joined a club, and then I started running, and then I was started just wanting to be a track athlete. I met this guy, he was my really good friend, and then we trained together, and I was getting faster. But for some reason, like, even when I would win other races beyond that, I never gained the feeling that I thought I would gain just winning races. Like, just winning races never really felt like, dang, I love this. Like, because in the back of my head it was always like, there's something I'm missing. Like, there's just not, I don't really like this, blah blah blah. Like, even everyone was like, yo, just keep training. Maybe you can go to school, free school, and then you could run there. And then it's like, okay, maybe you get school off, and it's like, then you just run. And I was like, I can't. Like, I don't know what it is. I just don't want to. And that messed me up because everyone was like, just do it. And I was like, am I like undisciplined? Am I weak? What is it, right? And then over time I realized, man, this is gonna sound lame, but over time I realized, to you guys, not to me, but like over time when I was in school and I chose the drama department, everyone would always do the opposite. Like, when I would win races, it's like, yo, you're cool. But when I would perform, it would be like, oh my god, like, what the hell, this dude's the corniest dude I ever seen. But I could do that forever. Like, I could do that forever. Like, no matter who was laughing at me, no matter who was trolling me, no matter what, no matter if I had to become a giraffe in the middle of class, I could do that 24/7. And not only that, but when I would miss certain rehearsals or certain things after I got comfortable in the drama thing, and I said, okay, let me sign up for this play, let me do this. When I would miss those rehearsals, I would feel like, damn, I'm letting them down. Damn, I should have been there. But why did I never feel that when I missed that shot? Why did I never feel that when I didn't run that race? What is the difference? And the difference was one simple thing. I wasn't passionate about those two things, which is crazy because I remember making my mom pay a lot of money for that track and field program, and I still carry that guilt, and I still am, not only just for that, not for that at all, but just in life, I still owe a crazy amount of debt to my mom because everything that she believed in me when I told her I want to do this, she believed in me and she pushed me to do it, and she said, okay, I'm gonna let you do it because you said you want to do it. But I had genuinely made myself so delusional into believing that I wanted to do those things, whether that's because other people said, oh, you're really good at those things, and it made me believe that I wanted to do that, but I never really had that passion that I did. The thing I loved about the things I was doing was winning. I loved winning. I loved winning a race or just the fact of winning, but I didn't love showing up to practice for it. I didn't love those. I wasn't obsessed with the idea of getting better at that, and that's where the passion comes from. Passion isn't just the result; it's the efforts that lead into the results, and I didn't have that for those things. Not the same way I had it for these plays, or when my teacher wrote me a letter and after the play, and he was like, "Oh, you're a great job. You're really." That feeling was like, okay, I want to do this on a bigger stage. I want to do this on another stage, not a bigger stage, another stage. I want to do this again, again, and again, and again. And I fell for those things. I love those things. And the thing is, in between those times, in between the time I was playing basketball, in between the time I was running track and field, I kind of just felt lost. I was like a lost soul. Do you ever see the movie Soul, when the souls were like in the little desert thing and they're like lost souls? That's exactly what I felt like, and it was really, really bizarre. I was like, why do I feel like a lost soul? And you would find little dopamine urges to like, oh, make me feel good for a second, whether that's like whatever, or whatever it is, things, whatever it is. You find little things to kind of distract you from what's really going on. And when I found these things, or I met these people, these teachers who guided me and pushed me through all those things, I fell in love with what I was doing, and I gained a certain passion for what I was doing. And not only did that make me feel good, but it gave a certain meaning to my life. It made me wake up every day, and it made me think there's something to do. You know what I mean? And that's what wakes me up every day. That's what keeps me going every day. That's what that's what I see a goal, or I make a goal and I push towards that goal, and it makes me feel good, right? So what my point is with this video is, without passion, there is nothing really. You don't want to be somebody who's waking up every day just waiting for the next thing. Timothy Chalamet said you have to realize life is coming at you and not from you, right? Sorry, Timothy Chalamet said life is coming from you and not at you, right? I don't know if I said that right the first time. But that is so true, because with passion you realize that everything that you want is going to come from you. So if you're just living your life every day, the days are going by, and you don't have anything, then nothing's going to come to you. You know what I mean? If you're not thinking anything, nothing's going to come to you. But when you have something inside of you, it's going to come to life. It's going to come into fruition, because it's coming from you. Everything around you is coming from you. Everything that you want. I apologize, camera died. But like I said, Timothy Chalamet said that life is coming from you and not at you. So everything that you want has to originate from your heart, has to come from your belief, has to come from what you want, and that's all going to come from you. So find that thing, and everything else will kind of start to boom, boom, boom. Because if you don't have anything, then you're not going to get anything. Does that make sense? Or you might get something, but you don't know if you truly want that thing. So find what's in you, and then let those things come to you, or things that you can build on from what's inside of you can become exterior, and then you create something, whatever that is. It can literally be anything in the world. That's literally the power of free will. That's literally the power of the gift that we have, is to create anything. And that is, I believe, the greatest gift in itself, is to have something that you can choose, anything that you can choose, regardless about what people think. That's like, put that aside, because it's gonna come from whatever's inside of you. And I believe you should find that thing and just go for it, truly, and everything else just happens. If you don't love what you do, then you're not gonna love the results that you get, or you're not gonna love the missed days, or you're not gonna. If you truly find something that you love, then you'll realize that everything about this thing I love. I love every single rehearsal. I love every single person I meet. I love every single scene. I love I can't even explain it enough, but everything about leading to the final result, the final bow at the end, I love every single thing leading up to that thing, which makes the whole process 10 times more fun, which makes waking up to go to that thing 10 times more fun. So find what you truly love, regardless of what anyone else thinks you should do or thinks you are. Only you know what that last stop before you hit the pillow at night is, or before you close your eyes and go to sleep is. So find that thing and just love that thing. Everything else is gonna be good. So yeah, find your passion and just hunt for it. There's gonna be challenges that come with it, but love those challenges too. So Yeah, that's all I have to say for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. If any of you guys watched and enjoyed, I love you guys like always. And every Friday I'll drop another video, and I'll see you guys next Friday.